What's up, YouTube? Red Zone 101. God bless and peace. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Hey guys, I got another video for you. Know it's been a minute since I've done a video. I was sick for a while, and let me tell you, I don't know what's going around, but I'm telling you, it hits hard. And feeling much better now. Got my health back, and wanted to show you a new purchase that I just made. Now, this is a purchase that I wasn't planning on making, but the purchase I just made was a Ruger American Competition Pro 9mm pistol. Okay. Now, have you ever gone to the store with something in mind that you wanted to buy? Okay, and basically, you were going to buy it, and then you saw something else, and you said, you know what? I like this a little better. Or I like this as much as I like what I'm about to get. So, that said, I was at my local gun dealer, and a little cold out here, excuse me, it's fall, and don't want to catch cold again, so we're going to bundle up this time. Okay, I went there to buy another one of these. This right here is a Beretta 92 FSR, suppressor ready 22. And I got to tell you, this is a great 22. If you want a really good, reliable 22, this right here is great. Just got the new pearl black grips for it. Check that out. Got the gold screws here. Kind of goes with the emblem there. Just a beautiful gun. No, it is not loaded, in case you're wondering. Not loaded, okay? But now I just changed the grips on this one. And I like this so much, I wanted to buy another one to go with the pearl grips that I have that's sitting up, that's sitting like on my shelf, okay? So I'm buying another one. That's just how much I like this. That said, went to buy another one of those, and I saw something I really liked. I mean, it was sitting in the case, and I was like, yo, what's that? And like the person behind the counter was like, oh, that's a Ruger American Competition Pro. I'm like, really? I like that. Well, let me check it out. So he brought it out, and let me show you. Now this one I am carrying. It is loaded. Gonna drop the mag, finger off the trigger, rack the round out. It's not loaded now. Okay. Now this one here, I picked it up, and I just, you know how you pick up something and you just fall in love with it? It's like, I really, for some reason, I like the look of it. I like the way it feels. I mean, like when I'm holding it, the grip feels good. It feels natural. It just feels right. And like I said, I was not going to buy this, okay? I really wasn't. But once I picked it up, I was like, this is going home with me. And the only reason this one didn't go home with me first, because I did order another one, is because now this right here, the Beretta, had to be ordered. They didn't have one in stock. So I said, okay, order me one. I was going in to make a deal with them to get that one. Actually, I was selling two guns to get that. You know, just two guns I had was sitting around. I was going to trade them, and I was going to get the Beretta. But in the process of going through the paperwork, and they were ordering it for me, I saw this in the case. And people, when I picked it up, I'll say it again, it just felt really good. The balance. To be a big gun, it's a big gun. I think unloaded is 30-some ounces or whatever. Loaded, it's like 40-some ounces. Not exactly. It's like 43, something around there. Don't quote me. But it doesn't, it's heavy, but it's balanced. It doesn't feel, like top heavy, like it's gonna, like I'm holding it like this. I'm trying to struggle to get it. It just feels good. I mean, but that's me. you know, maybe not to someone else. And the grip that it has on it, you know, the grips like on the back are, well, you can put different grips on it for a smaller hand, medium hand, large hand. This is the medium grip, and it just feels good to me. I mean, I don't have really small hands. I don't have huge hands. So again, it just feels really good. Now, that said, I was asking some questions about this gun, and from what I've heard, don't quote me, okay? They came out with the Ruger American to compete with this gun right here. I'll drop the mag. It's not loaded. This is my Canik rival Dark Side. Now granted, this gun, totally different guns. And anyway, so they brought this gun here out to compete with the Canik line, the TP9 SFX, I think it is, okay, which is a competition gun. And this here is supposed to be a competition gun. It's set up for a red dot here. You can take this plate off here, and there's several red dots that you can mount here. Um, and from what I hear, you can still use, well, you can still use your sights, which is really nice. I don't like when you take the plate off and you can't use your, I mean, like your iron sights. That's just not cool. And I really like the front sight here. Um, that's nice. Okay, but again, this gun here, from what I heard, was brought out to compete with the Canik line. Now, as I said, this is my Canik rival Dark Side. This is like top of the line when it comes to Caniks. And for the price, let me tell you, and although this review is not on this gun here, but I just got to say, you can't beat it. I mean, for the value you get, it's got one of the best triggers. As I said, not loaded. It's got about a 3-pound trigger, a little bit take up, and bam. And the reset right there. Beautiful. This here, from what I hear, people are winning competitions with this, and they're beating out guns that are 3 times as much as this. Sweet gun, okay? Anyway, back to my Ruger American here, Competition Pro. This here, I've had the other Canik that I was talking about, the Canik TP9 SFX, if I think that's all of the letters in it. And it's a really sweet gun. I love that gun. Hate the fact that I sold it, but I did get the rival Dark Side, which is an upgrade. But that gun was beautiful. I mean, that Canik was great. Now, I will say this here. The Canik TP9 SFX that I had, that this is supposed to be competing against, is definitely a competition-ready pistol. Now, granted, there are things you can do to it to make it better, but straight out the box, it's got one of the best triggers on the market for the price. I mean, you can't beat it. I think they go for around maybe 5 something or whatever. Now, this gun right here, tax and everything, I got for about $572, which wasn't bad. A little more than the Canik TP9 SFX, but I gotta say the trigger is not as nice as the Canik. From what I've heard, this has about anywhere between a 6 to 7-pound trigger, which for a competition gun, and granted, I'm not an expert, from what I hear, is not really what you're looking for a competition gun. That said, it does have its pros, and I will get to that. So let me show you this trigger. Okay, it's not loaded. Okay, and it's got a trigger, whatever here. You know, the blades you got to press first. Anyway, you got to depress that to make it fire. Okay, it's a safety. All right, so we're going a little bit of take up and pulling, and you feel this right here. I mean, it's really, I mean, you feel that. I mean, it's a wall, and it's a hard wall. Then you just a little bit more, and boom. So not too bad, but the reset, not quite as great as the Canik. coming out, coming out, coming out, right there. Boom. But again, this is to me not really, I mean, you could probably use this for competitions, but for competition, it doesn't compare with the Canik line. I'm just going to be real with you. That said, this is still a great gun. To me, this would be a great duty or bedside gun, or, in my opinion, a carry gun. Because even though it doesn't have the trigger that the Canik has, I like the fact that it's got a heavier trigger. Because one thing you got to be careful about. Now, this trigger is really light. Let me do that again. We're talking pulling right there and right there, boom. Reset, right there, boom. Really, really light trigger. In a self-defense situation, having a super light trigger may not be the best thing to have because you know your adrenaline's going, and you know, boom, you can make a mistake and pull that trigger, you know, just on GP, general principle, you know. So it's better to have a trigger that's not as light, where when you grab it, you gotta really make. I mean, you have to. What is the word I'm looking for? You gotta mean to pull that trigger. You know, you pull it back, you pull it back, and that is what I like about this. This gun is built like a tank. I got to give it to him. Like the Canik, it's built like a tank. I mean, I could see getting years and years of use after this. I mean, with this, excuse me. Um, it is heavier than the Canik. I think the Canik is 23 ounces or something like that. Unloaded, I forget how much loaded. But it is heavy. I like that because it helps to me, in my own opinion, to reduce the recoil. Okay. And like I said, I like the trigger. That's going to sound weird because I am a trigger person, meaning that if a gun doesn't have a good trigger, meaning I pick it up and I don't like the trigger, I'll get rid of it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care how much I like the look of it, this and that. If I don't like the trigger, if I don't feel comfortable with the trigger, it's gone. I like this trigger because let me do that. When I get there, I can stage it right there. I can pull it. I can, you see that? I'm giving it a little bit of pressure, but it's not going off. That's a good thing. I have to literally, mean to pull that trigger, pull it back, bam. I like that because in a stressful situation, you don't want to have an accidental discharge where you jerk the trigger because you're nervous. Um, but again, I like this gun. It's got about a 5-inch barrel. Um, the magazine holds 17, no, it holds actually 16 rounds. I thought it held 17, but from what it's saying here, it holds, wait a minute. Let me look at that again. Yeah, that's 16. Got to get them eyes, trained on it just right. 16 rounds. So it holds with 16 plus 1, which for me is more than enough for self-defense. Now, it does come with 2 mags. And I like that about it. It does come with 2 mags. Now, most of your Caniks also come with 2 mags. But I like this because I would rather... Now, if it was for competition, meaning I was going to compete, and that's what I've thought about doing from time to time, but, anyway, this would be my choice. This right here, great trigger. The magazines hold 18 to 20 rounds, depending on what mag like you get. Great trigger, very, very accurate. I love the red dot on it. It's a Romeo, I can't read that. A Romeo Elite. Okay, but really, really accurate. This would be a great race gun, um, competition gun. Okay, but that said, this would not be something that I would feel as comfortable carrying. Granted, I am. I've trained myself basically to don't put your finger like on the trigger until you're ready to fire. Okay, meaning I take it out, fingers off of the trigger until I'm ready to fire. Ready to fire, boom. Okay. But still, that's a light trigger. If I was going to carry, I would prefer to carry this right here. This here, I like the trigger. Well, I like it because it almost reminds me of a double action trigger. Granted, it's a lot lighter than a double action trigger, like a revolver trigger, but I like the fact that I can stage it right there. Fingers right there. I can do that all day. It's not going to go off. My fingers off of the trigger. I'm ready to fire. Fingers on the trigger, and all I gotta do is pull it at that point. Boom. So again, this to me would be better as a duty gun, as a carry gun. Um, and again, I love the way it looks. I love the grips. I like the sights on it. Um, I mean, this is just a really nice gun. Okay. So again, Canik would be my choice for competition. Not necessarily for carry, but if it's all I had, yes, I'd carry it. But if I had my choice, this would be my choice for carry, but not necessarily for competition. So both of them have their pros and cons. But I gotta say, Ruger did a great job with this firearm. I mean, I can't remember when I liked a Ruger with this much. I go way back to the P series. That was one of my first semi-auto. I'm trying to remember which one. Was it the P90 something or the P85? I think it was the P85. I think that was the first one I had. And those guns were built like tanks back then. And I like the fact that the quality Ruger put into this gun here. It's just a really nice firearm. I I don't know what else to say about it. So guys, wanted to share that with you. Not going to keep you too long. Wanted to just show you my new firearm. So anyway, want to thank you for watching. If you have any questions, hey, put them in the comments. If you like my videos, give me a thumbs up. And as always, just want to say God bless and peace. Take care, people. Thanks for watching.